Hello everyone, it's me again, and I just wanted to start a weekend writing vlog, even though it's Friday. Fridays count as the weekend in my mind. But I'm wearing the same clothes because I literally just got done filming my wildest publishing dreams, which I plan to upload today, so that's why I'm wearing the same clothes, yeah. But yeah, it is Friday, June 26th, and it is 4:29 a.m. I work from home today, obviously. It is my last Friday working from home. I go back into the office, as I mentioned, July 6th. Next Friday, though, I am off, so that's pretty cool. I plan to do as much as I can writing-wise, at least. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen I had a bit of a blunder with this third draft. I wasn't missing a chapter. I had misnumbered my chapters, so it went from chapter 13 to chapter 15. And at first I panicked because, you know, I saw the numbers and I was like, oh my god, I accidentally deleted a chapter, where's my chapter? But there was no missing content, like, I just misnumbered, so I went through and, you know, renumbered. And unfortunately, that kind of put me a little farther away from chapter 16 because I was closer, obviously, when chapter 16 was actually chapter 15 and it was like I added in a brand new chapter that I had to get through, and that was a little disappointing. And unfortunately it's Friday and I'm only halfway through chapter 14 and I want it to be done chapter 16 by the end of today. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's my goal for today, but I don't think it's going to happen. I may just be grateful that in my planner I wrote to get to chapter 16, because that might be all I can do. Problem is, chapter 14 is over 5,000 words long, because there's just no good place to cut it, really. And yesterday at work, I couldn't take a lunch break because I made a mistake in my work, and I panicked and I had a really stressful afternoon as I tried to fix my mistake, and at the end of the day it wasn't that bad and I was able to fix it fairly easily. But I don't typically make mistakes at work. I'm not saying I'm perfect, it's just I don't typically make mistakes, so it was really just a blow to my nerves, I guess, and I didn't have time to actually get much writing done at work like I usually do. So like I said, I'm about halfway through chapter 14. And I'm just going to jump into that right now. I really did want to finish chapter 16 by tonight so that this weekend I can just devote the weekend to outlining my trapper story, which is still the tentative goal. So I'm just going to jump into chapter 14 and do my best to get this one finished and move on to chapter 15. I'm afraid, but I'm gonna look. Chapter 15, hi baby. Chapter 15 is 2,600 words. Chapter 16 is almost 3,700 words, so I would have to edit like 10,000 words today. I don't think that's going to happen. I will be lucky to get through chapter 14 and chapter 15. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing in my planner I wrote get to chapter 16. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. It's 4:33. I could probably finish this chapter by 5 a.m. if I just don't stop for anything. I did want to clean my espresso machine, but writing is more important at the moment. So if I could finish this chapter by 5 a.m., I might even be able to finish the next one by 6 a.m., which 6 a.m. is when I have to start working. And then I have the rest of the day to finish chapter 16. Technically, it's doable, but for me, I don't know. So I'm gonna stop rambling because that's eating into my editing time, but also I don't want this vlog to be like a million minutes long, and it's going to be because it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's just gonna be a long one. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like this scene that I'm at. It's a necessary scene, but I don't know. It is 5:53, and I just clicked onto my chapter 16 document. I honestly didn't think that I would do it. I was a little frustrated a little while ago because it took me a long time to get through chapter 14 because a lot kind of needed to be cleaned up, and also it was just such a long chapter. I thought I would be able to get to chapter 15 by 5 a.m. That didn't happen. I honestly didn't get to chapter 15 until I want to say about 5:20, 5:30, and fortunately chapter 15 was shorter than 14, but also it was, I don't want to say more interesting, but it was a little more fun, so it was easier to kind of get through it, and not as much needed to be cleaned up. It's because in chapter 14 there was, I had kind of had a subplot that would have kind of hinted at a love triangle, but then I realized after I had written it that I don't like love triangles, and I didn't want to do that to these characters. So when I rewrote it for my second draft, I completely nixed the romantic, love triangle subplot, whatever you want to call it. I had nixed that, and I had to completely revamp that conversation between the characters because, I needed to take out all of the hinting and all of the dialogue kind of that hinted. I had to take out all the hinting, basically. So that's why chapter 14 was so hard for me, because this was technically my second draft of chapter 14, whereas with everything else I'm on the third draft. So it took a little bit more effort, I guess, but I did it. I am at chapter 16, so if I'm going exactly by what's in my planner, get to chapter 16 by the end of this week, I've accomplished that goal. So I'm going to work on chapter 16 all day today. It is 3,699 words. I really, really want to finish it before I go to bed tonight, and then tomorrow morning I can just wake up and start on my outline for my Trapper story. That is definitely my goal. I was a little hopeless this morning, but now it really feels like I can do it. But it is now 5:56. So I have to go and get my work computer and get everything set up. Like I said, throughout the day, when I take breaks, I am going to continue to work on chapter 16, and hopefully I will finish, and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so it is Saturday morning, 7:15 a.m., June 27th, and I filmed something yesterday, but then I didn't like it because I was just kind of excited, and the angle was really weird, but I finished chapter 16 yesterday. I actually finished it at like 2:40 something, and I get off at 2:30, so like when I took like a morning break and a lunch break, I really knocked out chapter 16. And then oh yeah, please ignore the box. My boyfriend ordered a new bed for us, but the box spring isn't here yet, just the mattress. We got a California King. I'm very excited. The biggest bed I've ever had is the one we're currently using, which is a full size, which is not that big at all. So I'm very excited. But anyway, I kind of finished chapter 16 like right after I got off work, and I didn't think I would be able to do it, so I am actually extremely excited and extremely proud of myself. I had thought maybe I would try like starting outlining my Trapper story last night, but I just kind of took a break, I guess, and instead I just practiced my drawing because I showed off my drawing tablet. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've actually been sharing my progress. I don't feel like editing these in. So this was Ursula, my very first attempt at her. Obviously very childish and immature. I'm not an artist. But yesterday, like after work, after I finished my chapter 16, I did another attempt at Ursula, and she looked a lot better. I like keeping the sketch lines, I just think it looks better. But then last night before bed I did Cricket, and she's my favorite so far. And so it was just really fun to just draw them because I'm still working on my Trapper story basically, so it was just really fun and really cool, and I feel like I'm improving very quickly, which is really nice. But yeah, so it is Saturday morning. I got my coffee. My boyfriend ran to the gas station. He's going to get me a bottled Starbucks drink. And here I am on the Save the Cat beat sheet for my Trapper story. I have to label things. And yeah, so I have the whole story, short story basically planned out, just not outlined, and that is what I'm going to work on. I want to get the outline finished before Wednesday, I think, the 1st. And I think the 1st is Wednesday. Yeah, the 1st is Wednesday. So I'm not going to be starting writing or anything today. I just want to get the outline finished. So that's what I'm going to work on. Okay, so I showered and I got the coffee that my boyfriend picked up for me. And I am feeling ready to get started, I guess. I don't know. Now that it's finally time to start, I'm like almost second guessing myself. I don't know. So for this outline, I had considered a note card kind of thing, but I didn't want to do like real note cards because I don't have a lot of space in my apartment to get like, you know, a full-on corkboard and organize them the way I would like to. And I had a trial for Super Note Card back when I wrote Project City Lights, and my trial ran out and I did not feel like paying to use it for this because I don't know if I'll actually enjoy it. But so I had mentioned that I didn't have my trial anymore of Super Note Card, and Laura from Laura Writes, who is another, I know I'm always recommending, she's another awesome author too, you should check her out. I'll try to remember to link her down below, but she pointed out that Scrivener has a note card function, and I was kind of embarrassed because I've been using Scrivener for like 7 years now, and I forgot that that was a thing. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use for now, just because I was trying it out. I did already come up with the first card. It is titled Another Day on the Farm, because that's how the story starts. It's just another day. That's the opening image. It's another day on the farm, and Cricket is working, essentially. I mean, what it says is Cricket is working the farm. Leo teases her. She laments being stuck under the watchful eye of her mother. It's not so much lamenting. She kind of just has a really shitty relationship with her mom, because her mother is scared of the world and doesn't want her ever leaving the farm because the world is dangerous, but Cricket hates the farm, so she kind of, by extension, hates her mother for keeping her there. So that's how the story starts. I guess to tell you a little bit, Cricket is an adult. She's 18, but her parents have instilled this fear in her, this uncertainty of the world, and the one time Cricket tried to leave the farm and, you know, go off and do her own thing, her mother dramatically got sick, and essentially it was like laying the blame on Cricket, like, you know, look what you've done to your mother type thing. So Cricket stays out of guilt and obligation. So yeah, my opening image / the first scene is just Cricket doing her thing on the farm. Honestly, as much as I want to outline the story, I also just kind of want to keep drawing my characters. Let me just, I don't know, I don't want you to be able to see it 100%, but Scene 2. Will be called A Rider in the Distance. I just like these dramatic titles, I'm not going to lie. Sorry, this is so like, I've never outlined in a video before, but also I don't want to give you like the full rundown of the story, I don't know. But basically, while Cricket is working the farm, a rider approaches, and once the rider gets closer, Cricket's able to see that this rider bears the tattoo of a trapper. In this story, trappers are like reformed criminals that have become bounty hunters, basically, or legal assassins. They are able to kill people if need be, but they're reformed like criminals who become kind of, they're not revered, they're not like really revered or anything, but they carry a certain amount of respect in this world because to become a trapper is not an easy process, and not every criminal gets the option of becoming a trapper. Like, it's all very dependent on your crime, how serious your crime was, and whether or not you are the type of person that can be reformed, I guess. So there is a certain amount of respect and fear that comes with trappers. I don't know, I wanted them to be this easily recognizable class of people, so they basically just have this gigantic tattoo on their left arm, always the left arm, it doesn't matter what your dominant hand is, because trappers in my story are trained to be ambidextrous. So Cricket recognizes that this rider is a trapper, and she's excited because why is a trapper coming to the farm? You know, this farm's out in the middle of nowhere, what's going on? So that's kind of the catalyst of this story, and the trapper is Ursula, who falls in love with her. Not in this story, but in the future. So yeah, scene 2. Ursula approaches the farm and Cricket gets excited. 6 scenes so far. And I gotta say that making the Save the Cat beat sheet was really helpful in this outline. Usually when I'm making an outline, I'm kind of just stuck sitting there and having to think up stuff as it happens. And it's different having this beat sheet, and it's really nice actually. I definitely think I'll be able to finish at least the rough kind of skeletal outline this weekend. I would like to maybe do a more detailed outline though, I don't know. Maybe today will be the skeletal outline. Tomorrow I'll work on fattening it up, I guess, you know? Also, I don't usually wear earrings, but my ears were pierced when I was a baby, and so they're kind of crooked. You can kind of tell when I'm wearing, especially like dangling earrings, but also I have really sensitive skin, and earrings just irritate my skin, unfortunately, so I don't typically wear earrings, but these are clip-ons. I found them on Etsy, and the whole world has opened up for me because I never thought to look on Etsy for clip-on earrings, and there's a ton of awesome ones. Sorry, distracted. But yeah, so I think I'll be able to do my outline today, actually. If I just buckle down, I'll get the skeletal cards, and then I plan to open a new document in this Scrivener file and go into detail on the scenes. I'm excited. I'm really excited, and especially I think being able to draw these characters has really excited me even more. I've never been an artist. I'm not good at it, but I recommend trying a tablet if you can. This one was only $40, and it's way easier for me than drawing with a pencil and paper. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a mental thing, but it's really cool, and Cricket came out really awesome, and it just fills me with a different kind of motivation, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to get back to these scene cards, and I'll let you know how it goes. 22 scenes. So I've got 22 scene cards. But the rough outline is basically done, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Can't believe I finished the rough outline that early. It is 10:37 in the morning. My hair is still a little damp from the shower, actually. Wow. Wow. That is really cool. I want to keep the scene cards just because I like them. But I want to see if I could possibly print. See what it looks like. Oh my god, it looks awesome when you friggin' print it. I am going to print it very quick and show you. So this is the rough outline, and I like it because it took the titles of each scene. It even gives you a handy dandy page number. I don't need it, but it feels like I did so much work, but I don't know, the beat sheet really was all the work, I guess. I don't know, but so I'm going to take this rough outline, this skeleton of an outline, and I'm going to beef it up. I'm going to put some meat on those bones. I almost want to start writing it now, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to set myself up for any kind of failure. But the rough outline is here, and I'm excited. And I'm going to take a little break because I like taking breaks. And I kind of just want to draw again, so I might try and draw another cricket. Yeah, and then I'm going to get started on the detailed outline, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so it is Sunday, June 28th. So I didn't film anything else yesterday, and I kind of didn't really work on anything else now that I'm thinking about it, but you remember, obviously, I printed out the rough outline, which consisted of 22, which is the number I was actually going to say, and I should have just said it because it was right. But anyway, I did, of course, my outline on my note cards, my rough outline, and then I just printed it out. And this morning I decided to work on my detailed outline, where I'm just I just put in more information. I put in lines of dialogue that come to my head while I'm thinking of it. And it's just so when I'm actually writing, I have everything that I initially wanted, plus whatever I decide to add when I'm actually writing. So I've been working on that all morning. My outline is currently at 2,376 words, and I am 5 away from the end of the rough outline, 5 scenes away from the end of the rough outline. So I'm pretty much going to finish my detailed outline today too, which is very, very, very exciting. I kind of worried because I didn't do anything yesterday. Me and my boyfriend, I made dinner, we had tacos, and we watched the recent Child's Play remake. I got opinions on it, but you know, this isn't a movie channel. I realized that when I talked about Knives Out, no one really cares about my movie opinions, but I will say I gave it a solid 3 stars. It's fine. It's a passable movie. It's not a passable reboot, but it's a passable movie, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was worried because I didn't like do any more work on my outline yesterday, and I was like, God, I really wanted to have the full outline done by the end of June, and all I have is my rough outline. Like, that's such a disappointment, but it actually looks like I'm going to have both the rough and the detailed one, and I'm very excited about that. I'm also very excited about, I had this smart TV that I used when, like, before I had, before I lived with my boyfriend, I used this little smart TV as my main TV. Until now, it was just sitting in my closet, basically. But I use dual screens at work, in my, like, actual office, and they really are helpful, and I was like, man, these are cool. It might be nice to have a setup like this at home. And obviously, like, Kate Kavanaugh always uses, well, not always, I guess that's pushing it, she often uses a dual monitor setup, and Natalia Lee recently, like, upgraded her office, and she got a dual setup as well, and I was like, you know what, I want to try this, like, let me see if I can hook up this TV, and I didn't think I'd be able to do it because I'm very technologically challenged, but I had to order an adapter because this MacBook only has the USB-C ports, and I had a spare HDMI cable, so it just went right in and came right up, and I'm very excited. Obviously I'm not doing anything on this screen right now, but I think it'll be really, really helpful. For example, if I had this set up, I might not have needed to print out this rough outline. I could have just opened it over here and went off of it like that. And because I'm not going to keep this, I have no reason for it. I'm just going to end up recycling it, and it would have saved the paper and the ink. So that'll be really helpful. And I like to watch YouTube videos when I'm doing things. I know a lot of people don't because it's distracting, but I love to put on a YouTube video and work. It just makes me feel less lonely, I guess. I don't know. And it's just good background noise. But yeah, so my boyfriend is in the shower, and I ordered breakfast because I was just really craving, like, breakfast sandwiches from fast food places. So they have an estimated arrival time of 20 to 30 minutes. I am 5 scenes away from the end of this outline, so I'm just going to work on my detailed outline, and I don't think I'll finish it before food gets here, but I'll definitely finish it today, and that's really exciting. Okay, so I did do a lot of work on the outline earlier. Sorry, it's been so hard for me to find camera angles that I like lately. I had done a lot of outlining earlier before breakfast got here. I didn't finish. And then the food got here, and I went out with my boyfriend, and we ate, and then I got distracted with the TV. But I came back with my very high-calorie drink, and I finished my detailed outline. This outline currently sits at 2,990 words, and I'm curious how many pages that is actually. 8 pages long. 8 full pages at that, so that's kind of nifty. So yeah, not bad for a short story, and I'm feeling really pleased with it and how it looks and how I feel it'll do as a roadmap when I'm actually writing this short story. So yeah, I'm really excited with it, and I'm excited that I was able to finish it this weekend. It feels like all of my plans kind of fit. You know, they just fit into place and worked. I finished revising chapter 16 in Stoneborn so that I could dedicate the weekend to this outline, and I finished my outline, and it is not even 2 p.m. on Sunday, so I still have the whole day basically, and that's just really exciting. So I wanted to show kind of process that I used this time around. I used the note card feature on Scrivener. Basically, you create a bunch of these, and you don't actually write in the document, you write over here. And then when you are viewing the folder, basically, you can choose to view it as a corkboard and see all your cards, and you can move them around if you want to. So how I did it was, I'll show you the first card, there's no spoilers or anything. I gave them titles, Another Day on the Farm, and then underneath I put a little brief snippet of what the scene is going to look like. And I did that with all of the scenes. And then you can click here, this is the group's subdocuments in the outliner, and from here I went to print, and it compiles a document that looks like this, where the title actually shows up as a header with the text underneath of it, which was extremely helpful. And then I opened up a brand new document, and this is just a bulleted list, and each bullet is just further detail on each specific scene. And yeah, so like I said, I just wanted to show my little process. This is the first time I've used note cards, but I actually really liked it, at least in terms of a short story, so I will definitely try this method again. I think that's all I want this vlog to be. I accomplished my goal. I reached chapter 16, I finished chapter 16, and I outlined my Trapper story, and I was able to do it before June was over, so feeling pretty good right about now. So I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to get this footage transferred and get it edited. Hopefully I can get it up tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then on Tuesday. I also would like to draw a little bit today, so I might even do that first. I've been posting all about my drawing kind of journey on Instagram, and if you want to see more pictures of Ursula and Cricket, I will probably just continue to draw them, because I'm trying to kind of get a feel for my style, get better at drawing obviously, and so I'm just going to stick to drawing these two for a while until I'm comfortable with what I can do. So yeah, I'll leave my Instagram down below, follow me, I'll follow you back, we can be friends, and yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. Let me know down below, what is your outlining process? Do you use scene cards, or do you just use a bulleted list, or do you just do paragraphs? Like, what do you do when you outline? Or are you a pantser? Do you hate the very idea of outlines? Let me know down below. And like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see y'all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.